Welcome back, roller derby friends, fans, and family to the Ted Reeve Bubble and the 2018 Fresh and the Furious Tournament. Thank you for tuning in to this Layer9.ca production of this Hogtown roller derby event. I am the Derby Nerd here with Professor Vex.
How are you doing?
And Vex, who do we have on the track facing off in this game?
So we have, in green, we have Thicket, which is a mixture of Forest City Derby girls from London and Lindsay Roller Derby. We've got number 10, Bad Wolf, 101, Mega Bite Me, 14, Little T, 16, R2, 21, Felix Ferocious, 521, Madame Wobbles, 58, Rage Turner, 646, Miss Team Meaner, 88, Radium. On the bench, we have Torque, Coach Cat, and Coach Jax.
All right, and we will get those Quad City Hot Rods to you in just a moment. First, though, Slamazon is your lead jammer. Gets it just ahead of Miss Team Meaner in the green for the Thickets. Quad City Hot Rods playing back-to-back games coming off of a loss to the mighty Montreal Smash Squad. And Miss Team Meaner dancing that line at turn 2, stays in bounds and able to steal 2 points for it.
And on the Quad City Hot Rods, which is a combination of Kingston Derby Girls, Belleville Roller Derby, Northumberland Roller Girls, Peterborough Area Roller Derby, Ottawa Valley Roller Derby, and Thousand Island Battlefield Betties. We have number 026 Mac Attack, 10 Bone Machine, 1613 Waghorn, 18 Just Derbia, 277 Astroglide, 37 Stitch Ripper, 4 Slamazon, 404 Megapixel, 419 Sam Squatch, 61 Ginger Ragers, 66 Messica, 7 Ginger Jacks, and 777 El Destructo.
And on the track, the Quad City Hot Rods would pick up their second straight lead jammer status. This time it is Messica, number 66. Thicket's now trying to set the defense, though they're being pulled ahead by the pack. And that spreads them out, and that allows Messica to pass them on the outside to pick up 4 points.
Radium has gone through, but won't have a time to get to the pack as the jam was called.
This is an elimination game. I believe the first elimination game. There may be one going simultaneously at Ted Reeve right now, but each of these teams, of course, lost their first game in this double elimination opening round. The winner will go on with another chance to make it into the medal round. The loser gets to sit back, have a cold beverage, and gets to watch the rest of the tournament.
It's always a nice consolation prize.
It's not bad. Not bad for losing. That's for sure. 5-5 on the track. The penalty box is empty. Hot Rods up 5, looking to build on that. Thicket looking for a lead jammer status to try and change the momentum here early on, but it is Bone Machine, number 10, picking up lead jammer status. Rage Turner jamming for the Thicket. Looks a little hesitant, kind of just waits a moment for the pack to split and tried to sneak through.
Yeah, generally when no pack is called, that's the jammer's time to go, go, go.
Yes.
But sometimes you just want to be polite and let them set up their defenses.
Again, this is the Fresh and the Furious. A lot of these skaters playing not only their first games, some of them are playing literally their first ever game. Page Turner almost through. It takes a hit.
That was a big hit.
Ginger Jacks, number 7, with a big hit for the Quad City Hot Rods. Bone Machine through now. Fans of Canadian roller derby, if you've been watching, you may recognize that name, Bone Machine. This is not the famous Bone Machine of Montreal roller derby fame and Team Canada fame.
That wouldn't be very fair at all.
No, it would not be very fair at all. Although she has been retired for a few years, so she might be a little rusty. So the Quad City Hot Rods coming off of a back-to-back game. And you can tell they look warmed up here early on now, up 15 as we are at just coming up to the 4-minute mark of this 20-minute Fresh and Furious bout. If you are tuning in, the schedule is a little bit behind still. We've almost caught up, but this is the 1:40 game, so starting just a little bit late.
And Waghorn takes a quick lead jammer status.
So the Hot Rods controlling things early. Thicket's jammer now is through. Mega Bite Me, and that'll force a call off. 3 points, it looks like, for the Quad City Hot Rods. You know, mixed teams have been just an aspect of the Fresh and the Furious over the years, and I think this year in particular we're seeing a lot of mixed-up teams.
It can be really tough for a league to have 14 brand new skaters every year.
Yeah. And we do see some leagues just coming with the 7 or the 8 that they do have. I mentioned it earlier that Quebec roller derby in, I believe it was 2015, actually won a tournament with only 7 skaters. So it's possible even these short-handed benches can do well.
And Slamazon picks up lead jammer status.
She is now 2 for 2 on the game. Bad Wolf picks up a penalty for the Thicket. That'll even things up in the pack. Slamazon through on the outside, evades a hit, calls it off, will pick up all 4 points.
Quad City Hot Rods are playing some really safe derby right now. They're getting their points and calling it off and not really messing around.
Yeah, quick jams. It's a good point. Again, they're going to have to start pacing themselves a bit. Back-to-back games for a lot of these skaters who don't have that kind of endurance that comes with experience and a lot of track time. So they're going to have to manage that. Jams released.
And after a bit of a hesitant start, Misaka has taken lead jam status.
Again, second lead jam status for Messica as well this game. Felix Ferocious, though, through as well, has a full pack to make up. Messica sneaks in on the inside, unopposed. Nice distraction offense from the Quad City Hot Rods on that one.
Sometimes all it takes is a couple hits to get the blockers going the other way, and you can make jammers look really good.
Timeout being called now by the Thickets. They see that they're in a bit of a deficit here. Deficits can be hard to make up at the Fresh and the Furious. Now, Vex, you made your debut here 2 years ago.
2 years ago, that's right.
It's such an important event, right, for a young derby skater to be able to come into a competitive tournament like this.
It's just one of those real great opportunities where you can find out how good your team actually is, because everyone, when they're doing fresh meat, thinks they're going to be great, and then you recognize that some other teams have some pretty great skaters as well. It's both a humbling experience, but also a really fantastic one. Getting to be at other people who are really excited about derby, and everyone's just glad to be there.
Yeah, I do love this tournament. It's one of those events on the season that I always mark off on my calendar. Just seeing these fresh faces, some of them experiencing the larger roller derby community for the first time. It's really, it's quite an important, I think, stop on the roller derby calendar every year.
Yep, and in a couple of years, some of these skaters will be on their all-star teams or possibly even their national teams and really making waves, and it's great to be able to be here and say that you saw them first.
Absolutely, and we have seen stars created and rising here in the Fresh and the Furious tournament in its 8th incarnation, believe it or not.
Oh, and about 3 seconds to get lead jammer status for the Quad City Hot Rods.
Bad Wolf back on the track, so the penalty is over, so all 4 Thickets, but there is a jammer penalty now being called to the Thickets jammer, so it's going to be a power jam for Bone Machine and the Quad City Hot Rods. Bad Wolf, the pivot, holding back Bone Machine for as long as she could.
I think this is the first time we've seen a jammer lap point all game.
Oh yeah, good point.
It's been very, very quick jams, and both teams have been getting out of the pack at about the same time. So this is going to be really exciting for Quad City Hot Rods, having a chance to run up the score a little bit.
But the Thickets doing a nice job, Little T and Bad Wolf in particular, holding that outside line and forcing a call off. It looks like the Quad City Hot Rods were trying to freeze the jammer in the box, just a little too hesitant on that hip tap, and that allowed the Thickets jammer to get through. She will be back on the track for this next jam. A 7-0 jam for the Quad City Hot Rods. Not bad for a penalty kill.
Quad City Hot Rods right now have 2 blockers in the penalty box. So it's going to be a great opportunity for Thicket to pick up their first lead jam status.
And if they want to turn this game around, they're going to have to start now. But a nice move just on the outside, just powering her way through. Waghorn picks up another lead jammer status. Rage Turner takes a hit from L Destruction. Forced to reset, now finds a lane on the inside, but L Destruction was there once again to slow her up.
And that's a very late cut penalty called on Thicket's jammer, but looked like the right call to me.
So back-to-back power jams now. It's Waghorn with the star. Cut being called to the Quad City Hotrods blocker. That'll help the Thickets own a little bit more space on the track. Oh, a nice offense sweeping from the inside out. Led by El Destructo, opened up that lane for Waghorn, Grand Slam, Quad City Hotrods. Oh, and Waghorn with a nice little juke. Just a very subtle little head fake.
Yeah, just sent the pack in opposite directions and went right up through the middle there.
And once again, though, the Quad City Hotrods unable to freeze the jammer in the box, but they pick up 14 more points to build a commanding lead of 50-3 now with 11 minutes to go.
That 14 points is the highest scoring jam of the game so far. And the first one in the double digits, I think.
Remember that you can talk to us at the hashtag FNF2018. And I promise you we will do our best to remember to check it.
Oh, and just a power move by Slamazon, fighting her way through the pack to pick up lead. But Radium gets out shortly thereafter, as has been the case in this game. It's amazing what a little difference can do, and just getting out a couple seconds earlier, every jam turns a game into a very lopsided affair.
Yeah, and as you mentioned earlier, the Quad City Hotrods haven't been really running up the score. They've had a few decent jams on those power jams, but it has just been these 4-0 jams. They've just been picking up all those lead jammer statuses and have slowly built this lead over time. Midway point now, this elimination match. Thickets fighting for their lives. Hesitant start from both jammers.
And Misaka just powers right through the pack again.
She's been doing that a bit this game. And Felix Ferocious now through as well. So once again, Thicket's able to get their jammer through. And that should limit the damage as Misaka hits the pack. Comes up against that wall briefly, but able to push her way through to the inside. $59-3 now is the score.
Quad City Hotrods are just doing a great job of not letting Thicket get on the board.
Absolutely, yeah.
This is the advantage of getting lead jammer. Once you have it, you get to choose when the jam ends, and you can keep the other team from even scoring anything.
Yeah, I think the only double-digit jam they had was that 14-0 power jam. That's it. The rest has been all through these 4-and-done jams. Bone Machine picking up another lead jammer status. Radium getting forced to the outside. Pack is not advanced past the first APEC yet, and there it is. Radium through again.
Yep.
Bone Machine slips by Madam Wobbles. And calls it off. So another 4-and-done for the Quad City Hotrods.
These teams look a lot more evenly matched than the score indicates right now.
Yep, they do, yes. It's unfortunate the Thicket just unable to get on the board.
They just need to get out a couple seconds faster and beat Quad City to the lead jammer status, and they can start doing the exact same thing and bring themselves back into it.
They've got Miss T. Meaner on the jam line. She's been playing most of this game in the pack. A very effective jammer for the Thickets, and we do see her get through. Oh, but takes a fall at turn 2 just as she was about to catch Waghorn. And so once again, even when the Thicket can get their jammers through, it's like this floor is working against them. Waghorn now hits that pack and goes down, but does shift those hips past a few skaters. 2 for the Quad City, or 3, excuse me, for the Quad City Hotrods. So a 3-0 jam. Oh, misdemeanor, so close to catching Waghorn at turn 2 there before taking that tumble.
But she got up and skated fast and was able to force the call off again.
Yep. Yeah, and limited it to 3 this time. Slamazon jamming once again for the Quad City Hotrods, and the Thickets just have not had an answer for her.
And Felix Ferocious once again gets out shortly after Quad City picks up lead. It seems to be the story of the game right now.
And there it is, another 4 and done for the Quad City Hotrods. They also got Ginger Jacks, their pivot, out of the penalty box. So they'll have 3 for the track on this next jam. 6.5 to go. Quad City Hotrods really controlling this game well. So Thicket have 6 minutes here to make up 67 points in this fight for their fresh and furious 2018 lives.
It can be really tough to make up a score like that when Quad City is being so good on penalties.
Yeah. Very, very clean game. No jammer penalties yet.
No.
And there's Messica through again, another lead jammer status. Radium also is through, though. So London not having any trouble getting their jammers through. It's just the timing of those exits that seems to be the problem. Messica hits it as she is calling it off, goes chest to chest with that jammer. But I think that blocker, though, may have saved her point, sacrificing the body to save the point. Should be a 3-point pickup, I believe, for the Quad City Hotrods. Just 2.
And we have a timeout being called by Thicket, I believe.
And that'll be their second and final timeout. They're still sitting on 1 official review. We are skating by the Beast of the East rules, as I like to call them. 20-minute games here in the double elimination portion. 2 timeouts, 1 official review per team, and skaters are allowed to accumulate 4 penalties before fouling out. The defending champions of this tournament are the Our Ladies of Pain. It's always strange to say defending champions because obviously the Fresh and Furious rosters change every year, even if teams are coming from the same leagues. But Royal City has done well every year that they've been involved in this tournament, and finally last year pulled off their first victory.
Royal City has a fantastic Fresh training program, and it shows.
Yeah. Top to bottom, that league is one of the hottest leagues in Canada for over the last 2 years now, really. It looks like they have wrapped up a North American East playoff spot as well. So they'll get some D2 playoff action this year, too. This Quad City Hot Rod, though, don't count them out. They just played tough against Montreal's Smash Squad. Weren't able to pull out the victory, but stuck with that team right to the end and are very much in control of things here against the Thicket in this one. Looks like this team timeout has turned into an official timeout. We're just waiting to see what this official timeout is all about. So again, hopefully you've been following along today. We'd like to take this opportunity, just in case if you haven't heard, to thank some of our sponsors of the 2018 Fresh and Furious, including Mayflower Landscaping. They supply services to large condominium properties throughout the GTA, so a big thanks to Mayflower Landscaping for their support this season. Big collision to start things off on this jam, but Quad City Hot Rods once again going to... Oh, no, not pick up lead jammer status as Bone Machine gets a jammer penalty.
Well, this is a great opportunity for Thicket to start clawing their way back into the game. With both lead jammer status and a power jam, they can really start putting some points on the board.
And Rage Turner able to get through on the inside, just stays upright and inbounds, picks up a grand slam. More than doubling their score. So the Thicket showing life late here.
Oh, and just slicing through the pack like a hot knife through butter there.
Another easy pass of the Thicket with their first double-digit jam of this game.
I think we're really seeing why the Quad City Hotrods were trying to keep the jam so short, because once Thicket gets moving, they're unstoppable, it seems.
Excellent use of that power jam to pick up 10 points. Oh, and it looks like Rage Turner picked up a penalty at the very end of that one. So that will quell the momentum just a bit. Quad City Hotrods with a power start now. An official review now being called, and I wonder if they're going to try and take back that that jammer penalty. Also noticed that they were sitting one short on the track. I don't know if they'd noticed that before that jam started. So well-timed official review. But this is it for timeouts and official reviews for the Thicket.
But I think when your jammer gets penalized between jams, you pretty much have to call an official review just to try to get that out, because starting on a 30-second power start, giving that up is never a good thing.
Especially at this stage of the game where you finally just picked up a big jam, got some points on the board. You'd been held scoreless for about 15 minutes there. So I think they wanted to keep this momentum going, and they saw that opportunity had been lost. So take the opportunity. Hopefully a ref saw something differently from the one who made the call, and we can get this overturned. Coach Candy and Bad Wolf in the center of the track, as you can see just to the right of your screen, leading this official review.
But generally, if the jammer who's calling off the jam gets a penalty as well, you're not able to call off the jam. So
yes, that's true.
So there is clearly some miscommunication between the refs, and people did see it differently.
Yep. Unless, I guess you could argue that the penalty occurred at the final moment that the second tap to the hips occurred.
That's also possible.
Could be possible.
Shortly after calling the jam, but.
Yep. Could be procedure. Could be. It looked like it was. I didn't see the call. I didn't see the hand signal, but it looked like it was something about maybe a contact after the jam or a back block. She went into that pack very hot, and out of that melee that had happened, she got a penalty. So now the winner of this game, as we said, will have another shot to make it through. They will be playing at 3 o'clock, and that will be over in Ted Reeve Arena. So the winner of this plays again at 3 o'clock. We are still waiting to hear who their opponent will be in that one. But that's going to be the last chance that the winner of this one will have to advance to the knockout stages. Again, 3 p.m. Ted Reeve Arena. If you are following, looks like right now, I mean, there's still 4 minutes left, but it looks like the Quad City Hotrods are going to advance through to get that second chance to move on. So that game will be at 3 p.m. Coming up next here, we've got a game. It was scheduled for 2:20. Obviously, that will not be happening. We're just a little bit behind schedule. But it's going to be the Nemesis, the team from Sherbrooke that looked so impressive in their opener. A 143-34 victory against this same Thicket team. And they will be playing the Smash Squad.
Ooh, a Quebec matchup.
Yes, all Quebec matchup. The winner will advance directly to the knockout stages. The loser will keep going. We'll have another opportunity to do so because they both won their first game. So that's going to be an exciting one. Coming up here on the bubble next, about 10 or so minutes after the conclusion of this game. So close to getting back on track.
Just enough time for everyone to leave their couch, grab a beer from the fridge, and come back without having to miss any derby action.
That's right. And we're going to have another debutante announcer on that next call as well. Former Team Canada skater Brad Ass joining us on the broadcast team this weekend. All right, looks like we are ready to get underway. Jammer penalty has been held up, so the Thicket will lose their official review. It's going to be a power start opportunity for the Quad City Hotrods.
And Waghorn just goes right through the pack, picking up a quick lead jammer status.
Pack moving slowly into the backstretch. Quad City Hotrods blockers hanging back. Now moving forward as Waghorn enters that pack. Waghorn was taken down but recovers quickly and gets through for 4.
5.
And there it is. The thumb comes out for the 5.
Out after that. So always get your lap point when the other jammer's in the box.
Rage Turner, though, out of the box very quickly and threw in her initial pass. But Waghorn, with a nice little juke to the inside, gets by the trio of Thicket blockers, calls it off just as Rage Turner was hitting that pack. Three minutes to go here. Quad City Hot Rods in control. One Thicket blocker in the box, 4-3 pack advantage for the Quad City Hot Rods. And Slamazon once again getting through, but Felix Ferocious also through and has about 5 feet now, 10, maybe stretching to 15 as Slamazon picks up the pace. Slamazon with a nice little apex hop, we'll call that, to get over. Confidence growing in these fresh skaters as the game goes on. I think that's another thing I like about this tournament so much too, is you can actually watch skaters improve over the course of the day as they get their game feet under them.
They get their game feet on, they get used to the track.
Yep.
Because obviously in Derby, every surface is going to be different.
Yep.
And, if you don't have very many games under your belt, you probably don't have that many wheels either.
Yeah, that's true, and not a lot of experience on different surfaces either. All right, and on the inside, Messica able to get through for another lead jammer status for the Quad City Hot Rods.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful skate there by Radium to get through the pack and keep this game honest.
And I noticed she did that too as she was checking the ref for a penalty call as well, so good heads-up play from Radium. Big pile-up at the back stretch as Messica hits that pack, calls it up, does pick up 3 more points, before calling it off. 1 minute to go. Could be our final jam here. Thicket looking for some points. Does look like the tournament will be over for Forest City. Really one of the legendary leagues here in Canadian roller derby, one of the first leagues to ever form. Opened their doors back in 2007 and are still going strong in London, Ontario. Oh, and a forearm penalty be called to the Quad City Hot Rods. That will erase the lead jammer status. Doesn't look like it's been given to Misdemeanor, though.
So we've got a 2-minute jam going on here now.
And an opportunity for the Thicket to put some points on the board. They've only scored on 2 jams this game. So it'd be nice to get a few more here.
There's 5 for them right there.
Misdemeanor looking for more. The pack is not advanced. Thicket moves forward at just the right time. Well-timed offense on this power jam. Another grand slam for Misdemeanor in the second double-digit jam for the Thicket this game.
I think they might have had as many double-digit jams as the Quad City Hot Rods have now.
Yes. Unfortunately, they just only scored in 3 jams. But Misdemeanor still working on this power jam, and this now, I believe, has become the highest-scoring jam of this game.
I think you're right.
Surpassing the 14 points put on by the Quad City Hot Rods on a power jam earlier on. Game time has expired. 30 seconds left on the jam clock. Misdemeanor takes a big hit, looks to call it off, cannot do so.
Yeah, you always got to watch for the ref pointing at you. If they're not pointing at you, you can't call off the jam.
Maybe Misdemeanor was just being very hopeful. Quad City Hot Rods putting some final points on the board as well. 5 seconds left. Misdemeanor through with another scoring pass. That'll be a 19-point jam for the Thicket to close things out. That's got to do a lot for your confidence.
That's a nice moral victory to end the game on a 19-point jam.
Absolutely. So there it is, the Quad City Hot Rods moving through. They'll get another shot to move on to the quarterfinals tonight here at the 2018 Fresh and the Furious, and unfortunately for the Thicket and their guests from Lindsay Roller Derby, that's going to be all she wrote. So an early elimination. And again, coming up here at 2:20, we have two undefeated teams. The Nemesis out of Sherbrooke taking on Montreal's Smash Squad. You can see them on your screen in orange lining up right now.
That's going to be a great game.
That should be an excellent game with a berth in the quarterfinals on the line. And it is an official final now. 92-32, Quad City Hotrods advancing at the Fresh and the Furious. I think we are going to call this one a wrap.
That's all for me.
I am the Derby Nerd here with
Professor Vex.
And thank you for watching Layer9.ca's production of the 2018 Fresh and the Furious. We'll be back in about 10 minutes with our next game.